my bad. Why is this shit so bright? This is TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. This is my boxing show. And it was supposed to happen February the 17th, 2018. Right now it's January the 17th, 2018, 4:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the fight has been postponed, or that's what's going around right now. So you can expect for them to release some type of official press release or something. It hasn't come yet. Let me check real quick. But yeah, it was an intriguing fight to me. I was interested in the fight because the way they were saying, Mikey Garcia's camp and Richard Schaefer, who was promoting the fight, was like, well, even though he beat Adrian Broner and his comeback after that 2-year layoff was at 140, still, Sergey Lipinets is a full-fledged 140-pounder. And even though he's had some rough fights, to get here with his 13 wins, 10 KOs, for example, the Kondo fight wasn't easy. It was several of these fights that I watched, and surprisingly, a lot of them are on YouTube. He's fought on PBC on Bouts undercards, PBC on FS1, if I'm correct, Showtime undercards. They've been building him up for quite some time. Also, you may remember him from, creating some headlines by trying to stop the Julius Ndongo, the Terrence Crawford Julius Ndongo unification undisputed fight. He is managed, advised by Al Heyman, and basically people were like, okay, well, this is Mikey Garcia doing a cherry pick. He's fighting this guy. Nobody really knows who he is, and he just wants to get one of the easier champion at 140 pounds or whatever the case may be. Now, then there was that talk of Mikey Garcia versus Lomachencko, but listen, don't count on that. Mikey Garcia, however, did inform the WBC that he planned on fighting Jorge Linares this summer. So according, to the talk that's going around about Sergey Lipinets is that this Mikey Garcia versus Lipinets fight is going to happen. It's just going to be postponed by several weeks, and it's still going to be in San Antonio. So, of course, we can do, the process of elimination if I felt like wasting some time here. Well, it wouldn't be a waste of time. You can do it yourself on your free time. Just go to the Alamodome website, look at their event schedule, and see what weekends are open. And you could possibly do, a little bit of a process of elimination. So I'm saying that, maybe, I'm thinking probably they're going to try to get this fight as early as possible, like April or anything or something like that. But it's kind of messing up the schedule because you have Jorge Linares versus Marcito Gesta, and he could possibly lose to Gesta fighting on January the 27th, which is next weekend. Then you have Mikey Garcia's put the fight on February the 17th, so they was fighting within the same month. So, now that this Mikey Garcia fight with Sergey Lipinets, and people are like, well, why don't he just fight Linares? He's contractually obligated. People, they can't just say, oh, well, he's injured. Let's rip up the contract. Let's rip up Sergey Lipinets' biggest payday. They can't do that. So now the timeline is all, screwed up. But nonetheless, and also, Mikey Garcia, with the momentum that he has, can't afford, any type of layoff. So, like I said, I was interested in the fight because we're still learning who Sergey is. We're still learning who he is. When it comes to Mikey Garcia, yeah, of course he was the favorite to win the fight, but realistically, they're trying. It's not determined yet whether Mikey Garcia should stay at 135 or whether he should fight at 140. So in this case, he would have been a 135-pound champion and a 140-pound champion. Now, it's a confusing situation going on, maybe confusing to you guys, with the fact that Jorge Linares is recognized as the WBC champion at 135 pounds and the WBA champion, but he's been elevated because he was injured to the Diamond champion, compared to Mikey Garcia being the Diamond champion at 140, but not the mandatory for the winner of Amiri Mom and Jose Ramirez, correct? It's a weird situation. So even though you may say that he won that WBC Diamond title at 140, it's not they're not considering that as his fourth division title. Remember, he's the champion of 126, 130, 135, and now even though he beat Broner, they're looking at this fight as like, okay, that IBF is a legit 147-pound title. So either way, this is one of those fights that people are like, Mikey Garcia was just going to beat him. But if you look at it, especially since Mikey Garcia has been down against smaller fighters, it's a very interesting fight, to boxing fans in general, even though, like I said, we're still trying to figure out who Sergey Lipinets is. But anyway, like I said, I was going to make sure this wasn't going to be a long video, but it's kind of fucked up now, especially. Let me go look at the schedule of February the 17th, because it looked like we had major boxing going on, or like significant boxing going on every single week, and now we just lost a week. It's always bad, to see, a fight or something like this happen. No, wait a minute. February the 20th, the 17th is Groves Eubank, ain't it? Let me see. Hold on. I'm looking for something. I'm looking at the schedule, the boxing schedule. Give me 1 minute. No, it was February the 10th that this fight was. This fight was going to be February the 10th. My bad. Garcia Rios is February the Okay, no, we got some good boxing on. We got Miguel Berchelt, who's going to be fighting Berchelt. It was supposed to be against Christian Maharis, but that's not happening anymore. No telling who he's going to fight. And then you have that Anthony Yard, Daniel Dubois, Bradley Skeet card. Okay, that's, February the 10th is salvageable, even though we lost Mikey Garcia versus Sergey Lipinets. It's salvageable. All right. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe. All links to my social media, obviously, is popping right up.